The content and opinions shared on Talking Random Ish are intended for entertainment and informational purposes. They reflect the personal views of the host and guests and do not constitute professional advice or represent any affiliated organization. Greetings, good evening, Classic City, World Wide Web, the internets. Welcome to Barbershop Talking Random Ish. I am your master barber. I am the elder. I am me. I am I. I am he. That's me. Y'all know what this is. Saying nothing but some good old-fashioned barbershop style conversation. In this here barbershop, no conversation is taboo. We have a one rule and one rule only. And that rule is say what you mean what you say, just don't be mean when you say it. Right now you can find us live at Sherman Gartrell Facebook Live page. And I have also shared that page to Rick Kane Facebook page. I've also shared that the Talking Random Ish Facebook page. So we are live and rocking. But I also would like to thank our sponsors for this evening. We have Big Cub, who's always doing a thing to making sure you get these visuals. That's Wayne Kane, Love at First Bite. If you can find the truck, please get you a 10p. That sauce is, that's ish. We also sponsored by Quinn's Visual Impact.
3 weeks in a row.
Yes,
3 weeks in a row.
Yes, sir. I'm rolling. For your bouncy needs, bouncy house needs. She also got that popcorn and the cotton candy. You know, got your little sweet and savory.
Get the kids high on the sugar and send them home to their parents.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get them every time.
Yes, sir.
Go right on home to mama.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Get you dirty.
Ooh. Get them tired.
Get you tired, dirty.
Bouncy and just
Yes,
full of
sir.
energy, then bye.
Go home. And get on to the house.
Get the getting.
We also want to thank Mr. Rick Dunn.
Yes, sir.
For allowing us to come use this place, this spot, these microphones. But during this day and time, there are budget cuts going on in this world, in this old crooked American system that we live in. And these budget cuts are causing problems. And we need your help around these parties. Mr. Rick Dunn has been doing this for a while. He's been giving kids opportunities for a long time, and he would love to continue, but he do need your help. If you would like to donate a little of your bread, go to ACC High School Completion Initiative. You can do this by donating through PayPal. All you have to do is log into education1470@gmail.com. That's through your PayPal. But you can also use your Kroger Plus card. And through that, you have to log into your account, search ACC High School Completion Initiative, and you can donate. Every time you swipe your card, you will be given a little bread. Larry, you ain't on the trail tonight?
Hey, man, you know, the only reason I ain't got the hat on.
Yes, sir.
I can't get the headphones over the hat. So, you know, I got it right here front and
Yes,
center.
sir. Yes, sir.
Because Black Lassie has to be represented.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, for those who just now tuning in, we on a quest to get a horse.
Yes, sir. Yes.
My ace in the hole, been with me since we were knee-high to a donkey's tail. Didn't have no faith in me, Mom.
I didn't say I didn't have faith.
Didn't have no faith in me.
I just needed to know where you were going to put
I told him I was going to get a horse. And his first question was, where I was going to put it.
Where you going to put it?
I told him that ain't the question. That ain't the question. The question should have been when we going to get it. We'll cross all the other bridges when we get to it.
But you can't just you can't bring him in the house. You just can't. They can't use the bathroom and they come on.
You're concerned about the wrong thing.
I just wanted to.
Like I told you, what I told the DJ, I got a hay man, I got a fence man. We gonna be up at the pool. Everybody at the pool in their golf carts. I'm up at the pool on Black Lassie.
Yes,
right
sir.
there, I got the low jack on him and everything.
Yes, sir.
So listen. So I had to push it back. We supposed to ride up to the stables and look at the horses this weekend. But we got to ride out to the country, check on my father-in-law.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
2 weeks. We're going horse shopping. Going to see a man about a horse.
Going to see a man
I'm zoned for horses. I'm zoned for, this Black Lassie is coming home.
Black Lassie.
Black Lassie is coming home. Real cowboy.
Yes, sir.
Real cowboy.
Yes, sir. Well, tonight starts off the Classic City Trail Rides. They kicked it off earlier this afternoon, actually.
Yeah.
And it's gonna continue tomorrow night and on through Saturday.
I blame them.
Yeah, I blame them. I do too.
I blame them.
I blame Cuz and them for coming in here and.
But it was a good show.
Putting the battery in your back.
They put that bug in me.
Yes, sir.
You know where I was at this weekend, don't you? Boot shopping.
Boot shopping.
Oh my goodness, boy! I got them laid out.
Well, when you got the hazard thing made, they got boots for the eye can see.
They got boots all up and down the aisle.
Yes, sir.
I picked out me a couple of hats.
Yes, sir.
And I need them plain so I can put the logo on.
The logo
I got
on
to
the
have
hats.
the logo
Yes, sir.
on the
Got to
hats.
have the logo.
So it's all coming together.
Yes, sir.
It's all coming together.
Yes,
so
sir.
don't be surprised when you pull up in the parking lot and you see Lassie out there.
I can't wait.
Yes, sir. Lord have mercy. I just want to know where you gonna park it.
Oh,
Hey, are we gonna have to get some carrots and things when you park out here at the barber shop?
I got a pouch.
You got
I got a plan for all that.
everything. Yes, sir.
I don't go into nothing half stepping.
I can see.
I know you thought I did it half cup. But I've already planned it out. The wife didn't say no.
She didn't say no.
She still ain't said yes. But she still ain't said no.
So, yes, sir.
So we still moving forward. Because 2 weeks, we're going to the stables.
Going to the stables. What particular stables is them?
I can't tell you where they. I can't tell you where they are. I talked to the man. The man name is Kurt.
Okay.
So I'm going to his stables to look at the horses.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna make some decisions.
Want to see a man about a horse?
I'm going to see a man about a horse. A man named Kurt.
Yes, sir.
About a horse.
Sound about right.
Yeah. Nephew, y'all don't believe. He don't believe.
In fact, I do believe.
He don't believe. That's all right, nephew. You young. You ain't supposed to believe. He been with me long enough to know. I don't put that out there unless it's gonna come to fruition.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He know.
Yes, sir. I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Hey, man. This is the last week in the month for us at the barber shop, and we closing out the month of Black Muziq non-stop. And I figured we'll dive into the age-old question: when you fell in love with hip hop. And our esteemed panel of discussers for this evening. My guy Low Down, he wanted to send out his apologies because he wasn't able. He came up, had some conflicted scheduling, and won't be in the building this evening. But for everybody else, who are you and why are you in my barbershop?
My name is Angie. I was here because I was invited by Mr. Elder Ray King. Who heard about me through Montu. I've been in the Athens music scene for a good hot minute as a supporter, promoter, poet, artist, friend. And I was told that I was recognized, so here I go. So I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for having me.
Word. All right. Hey, man. Familiar face. I'm Marcus, but today I'm Hollywood Bailey. I'm an artist myself. Been making music for as long as I've been alive, pretty much. You know, fell in love with music at 5. You know, started making music, I like to call it professionally, at 15. And, you know, I'm just here to give my opinion, man. You know.
Word. And I am Montu. I'm the Classic City Hip Hop Ambassador. You know, I host, I promote, mentor, do a lot. You know, I was born into hip hop, so pretty much it's running through my veins and my DNA. So, and I'm here because anytime my comrade asks me to do anything, like I just ask him what time and what day. You know, I don't even gotta. He ain't gotta tell me nothing. He ain't gotta tell me what the topic is. He ain't gotta tell me what I'm gonna be doing. If he say I need to be there, I just ask what time and what day, and I'm usually there. So.
Yes, sir. I mean, shouts out to you, Mr. Montu. I also like to call him Professor Hip Hop.
Right.
He is an educator at one of the finest institutions in the Classic City. We like to call See the Show. And he is hip hop.
I am.
Period.
He is hip hop. I am hip hop.
That's right. And I am we. So.
Yes, sir. We got Cowboy Larry the Legend over there, who is also hip hop.
Yeah. I'm old school hip hop. You know, we talk about Low Down, who can't be here with us,
Yes,
and he's one of my younger proteges back when his old group was Poetic Players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He used to come over to the crib, and you know, we sit down with the old beat machines and spit rhymes, and you know, back when hip hop was first coming to the Classic City, back when we opened up for Diggable Planets when they first came in, and you know, my man Raheem the Dream, Shorts, you know, ATL legends. Yeah, so you know, this is always good to be recognized in your hometown.
Yes,
but I live and breathe it. I love it. I love the wordplay. I love the culture. I love everything about it. And just the opportunity to sit amongst my peers and talk about it, I'm looking forward to it.
That's right.
Absolutely. So let's get to the question, man. Ms. Angela, when and where were you when you fell in love with hip hop?
Where I was and when I realized it are two totally different places.
Okay.
I was sitting in the backseat of my folks' car, right? And I was listening to their music, and it was just not, it wasn't, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. I loved it for them, it was beautiful, but anyway, but then I heard Salt and Pepper on the radio, and I think I was probably like 8, 9 years old. And I really, at that age, had no business listening to.
You went, push it.
No, like actually, for real, I told my girl I wasn't gonna say this, but like, I wrote on my Trapper Keeper. Y'all remember those?
Oh,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Nephew don't know what a trapper keeper is.
Bless your heart, baby. Don't show my age. All right, so I had wrote "Umi so ... on my Trapper Keeper. Now, mind you, I had just turned 9 years old. I had no idea what that word was.
Oh, she was fast.
Yes, sir.
You just didn't know you.
That's all right. In all fairness, right after my daddy got done tearing me out the frame,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think I was grounded for like 2 weeks behind that. But yeah, so like I enjoyed the music, and then like a couple years later, I was listening to Patra.
Yes, sir.
I had no business listening to her either. But like some of my friends, well, some friends of some family came down from Syracuse, and they brought their CD book with them.
Wow.
Yeah, so
A whole new world.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, and I didn't realize it at the time, but yeah, they let me have Dr. Dre's Chronic.
Oh.
Yeah, and I got grounded for that too.
I'm
So
sure. I'm sure.
nah, but like I feel like part of it was because I love music. I love, you know, at that point it was a mystery to me of stuff that I didn't know. Like, and it was brought to my attention later on in the song that you know of. But I'll bring that up later. But yeah, it was like the forbidden fruit, and like you know when you're not allowed to have something, you want it even more.
Yes,
So. Bam, there we go. And next thing you know, I'm listening to Goody Mob and Outkast and yeah, like, and it resonated with a part of me that I didn't understand. But then later on, let's see, I was like, I met Low Down and Dirty when I was like, I had to be like 15 years old, like serious. Like, I met him through Slick, who was who was a friend of a friend.
Now Slick,
Belly. Shout out to Belly. I love you forever.
Now Slick was in our group.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, next time you see Slick, ask him about Deep South. Because it was me, Slick, and our sister Kate.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Dirty Diana. She did all our producing. She did all the music.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got a couple of tracks with Slick that I let us hear.
Word.
During the break.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna chew you up, baby. But okay, so yeah, and then like I was kind of enamored with that, like the whole fact like they were just dropping Between the Hedges, right? And then like I turned like 16. That's when I met Bubba, and I thought, I mean, like I don't want to claim to know him, but I know Low Down and Dirty, I know Valley, I know, and then he came over. Like long story short, they came over to see a man about a horse.
Yes, sir.
Metaphorically speaking.
Yep.
And yeah, so like that's when I met Bubba, and I was like, oh my gosh, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of fanning a little bit, but yeah, because he had done some I can't remember the name of the song off the top of my head. We weren't talking about it, I could think about it, but yeah, I was like, it was super intriguing to me.
Mm-hmm.
But then later on, I was explained to that there's difference between like gangster rap and hip hop, like, and like not that it's not one and the same, but like there's like a spot where it's about culture, it's about like bringing the people up from like everybody embracing and brotherly love and like loving each other as a community, like, and that's ultimately what it's supposed to be about. And I never felt out of place in that. Met Montu, and then when I was like 19, 20, something like that. But yeah, back at the Battle Lounge in off of Atlanta Highway.
Classic
crazy. Like literally, it was like that was my night out. Like I'm going to the Battle Lounge. I'm seeing what these folks got going on. It was freaking AD Santana, P.O. the Priceless One, Issues,
Whisper,
Versatile,
Yep.
Issues, damn, like for Mike Prophet, can't forget about
absolutely.
him. Yeah, so like, and that it was inspirational, and like that kind of helped. I was at a spot where I didn't really know who I was or what I stood for, and like I felt my people. yeah. So, yeah, I appreciate that. Montu helped form who I am. So, and his Montu and his vision helped me acknowledge mine.
Right.
So I appreciate that. Forever love. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you.
Hollywood.
Oh man. So like Miss Alicia.
Angie.
I'm sorry.
Alia, Miss AD, about it.
80 word.
80 word. I like it.
I got 2 different answers. Like when I first heard hip hop, when I first fell in love with hip hop, it was Lil Bow Wow, Beware Dog.
Oh my God, I feel so old right now.
Hey. Hey.
My back hurts.
You gotta think.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I gotta give Bow his credit, man. Bow is a legend. Like,
Yes, he is.
to me, he's the second coming of Michael Jackson. Like as a child, you seen like he had grown people, grown men, women, like passing out, chasing this little man. Like he was the first one to like let me know that hip hop is for all ages. But like on my as an artist, I think it was either Sugar Hill Gang or Africa Bombata, where I was just like, yeah, basically the message of hip hop is like what you said, is peace, coming together. You know, you can talk about whatever, but as long as you coming together as a family,
Right.
as a culture, which I don't even really like that word, but if you coming together, that's what it's all about.
Right.
So,
It's about people in love.
yeah, but yeah, man, it was more definitely Bow Wow. That's my name. Bounce with me. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. Mr. Two.
Wow. So I'm gonna answer this question a couple ways. So coming up, my mom always had this big record collection, and she used to always play these records. Cleaning the house on Saturdays,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
hearing all these records. And I heard Rapper's Delight,
Wow.
but I didn't really appreciate it. I didn't really know what it was.
Yeah.
I just, all the music my mom listened to, like we used to rock out, and it was dope. And then years later, my brother had this big tape collection, and he would never let me touch them tapes, and I didn't even know what was on them. But he would be bumping. He had his door closed, but he would be bumping this music, and I used to sit outside his door and listen to it, like Run DMC, you know, LL. Like that was the era that I kind of came into it with, like Run DMC, Dana Dane, you know, Slick Rick. Like that was where I kind of where I came in the 80s. Yeah. So once I got into it, I realized like I was born into this thing. You know, like my mom really kind of was training me up. She didn't know, I didn't know, but like listening to all these records, like since I could remember, like she trained me for this, like from day one, like, and then I was like, everybody was talking about Rappers Delight and how it was like the first this, that, and the other, and you know, Parliament and all this music she listened to, and I'm like, I've been listening to that all my life and had no idea.
Absolutely.
Like I didn't even know I was listening to it until I like was old enough realizing like I've been listening to this stuff all my life. So I'll say I was born into it, but at the same time, like my first like real introduction was like sitting outside my brother's door listening to Run DMC, LL, Dana Dane, Slick Rick, and all them guys.
Yes,
like
sir.
so that was when it would just like it just hit me. Like, whoo, this is one. Oh, I love this stuff. Like, oh. Then I started dressing this different way.
Yeah.
Then I started talking a different way. And I started just to move a different way. It went from just like being this dude to like, oh, this is me. This so it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to your brother. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I appreciate my brother too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was tapes, man.
Yo,
Like,
yo, I know about it.
I still remember the days. I can still go back to sitting outside that door, listening to like, you know, It's Tricky, Tougher Than Leather. Like, I will always have that memory. That's an ill memory, man.
Go back to
Yeah.
Turtles on the first too, when you could pre-listen to the tape.
Yes. Yeah.
You
Tuesday.
really want to do it. You know what I'm saying? They don't even- Oh my
I used to
God.
love Tuesdays.
Oh my
Tuesday
God.
was the best days of the week, man.
Was the best day of
Yes,
the week.
sir.
Oh, when
Yes.
the new music dropped.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes you didn't even know what was coming out.
Oh no, you
Because
did.
there wasn't no pre-promo and all this craziness.
You popped up in the. Oh man.
On
You
Tuesday,
knew something
yes,
was
sir.
coming out.
On Tuesday, yes,
On
sir.
Tuesday.
Cause that's how they had the little, like I said, the pre-listening thing with the little headphones on. You go up there, and, yeah, boy, and the album covers.
Oh.
Man, and sitting there looking at the album covers, and then you flip it over, looking at the liner notes.
Yep.
Who produced,
All
who
that,
write,
yeah, all that.
where they recording that.
And don't let them mess around and have the words in there.
Ooh, yes,
It
sir.
was a wrap.
Yes, sir.
It was a wrap.
Yes,
I
sir.
caught the tail end of all that. I came like digital CD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pre-CD. It was pre-CD.
I ain't never bought nobody album. Every album like I listened to was bootleg.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, you came up in that area.
Yeah.
Shout out Money Train.
Yes, sir.
That's real.
Hey,
That's real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mix CDs.
hey, what you need?
Yes,
Got you.
At the barbershop.
Yeah. At the barber.
At the barbershop. You
Yes,
can get
sir.
every bootleg CD cassette you ever wanted right at the barbershop.
CD man.
The CD man.
Yeah.
Got clothes, deodorant,
Everything.
shampoo,
You can't get it.
Everything.
If you can't get it in the barbershop, it might not ever been made.
That's right. You better tell it, boy.
Yes, sir. Man, I think I remember what I used to love being from Athens. You know, that's when during the summers when your friends go visit their family. See, like all my family, all my daughter's family with him, in the countryer. So everybody else go on the way and they head to New York. But when they come back from New York, boy, they got the mixtapes. That's when we first heard of Clue. Oh man, the youngest in charge, just different DJs, and they bringing these tapes back and they popping them in. I remember, my cousin Tracy, he from Atlanta, and I remember one summer he came down. He had the 2 Live Crew.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got grounded for listening to
I was listening to them at a young age. I bought the mama was
Mama caught me. Mama caught me.
I believe we all got in trouble for listening to the 2 Live.
My grandmama came in there. I'm laying on the floor. Got my little tape that thought I had it at the right volume. She couldn't hit. I'm down there just rolling.
What you doing?
Yeah. Boy, ooh, she done tore up my tape.
You want some what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Head and what?
Yeah. And more of it. Yes, sir.
Put it away.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
And I remember that first LL.
oh man.
Yeah, man. I mean, hip hop. Like you say, I was born into this thing. Well, I was born in '72. Hip hop was born in '73.
Yeah.
And
Hold on. Time out.
here we go with these.
I'm just playing my back hurt too.
Nephew throwing rocks. And I'm gonna have to stand beside you.
ain't say nothing.
I was born in '72 too, so you gonna throw some rocks. You got.
Hey, that's the classic era.
Hey man.
Hey, y'all
Tell
born like
you,
y'all
boy.
born with hip hop. Y'all
Hey.
born with it.
Oh, these
Y'all
damn
grew with
kids.
it. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it.
I was 75, so.
Hey,
You was
you wasn't far behind.
I wasn't far behind. That's why I said
You
it.
went far. You right there. You right there.
Yeah, and I remember first hearing the Rappers Delight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was alright because Mama then mixed it in with the Anita Bakers,
Yep.
the Gap bands, and Gladys
Yep.
and Isaac Hayes. So it all ran
Stevie
together.
Wonder.
But it was something about, I think it was Thursday nights, 90.5. Whew. Those were the nights when you sitting up, you got your tape ready, and your tape decks,
Yeah.
you ready to record. Yes,
Hit the record and play.
yes, sir. I did the record. And then, if you got the first edition of the system on, you got to make sure you close the door, you got to hit, and then you got to run out. Can't nobody come in. Man, but those were the days, and I never forget hearing Planet Rock for the first time. Oh yeah. Oh my God. It was the ultimate dance track. Still to me that is the number one hip hop track of all.
That is the best beat ever made.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Oh boy, when you hear that, oh man.
I think it's so.
Oh man. I mean, it just started something. Then, I'll never forget, cause on Thursday nights I was at the Kingdom Hall, and so Yank, I depended on Yank and Kirby Bell.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I remember being in PE.
Okay, so Jim, when it's my turn, Jim, remind me Kirby Bell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And PE, they had a tape. They done made the tape. We get there Friday, we in PE. They had a tape made from Thursday night, man, and they put a lottie dottie.
We like somebody.
A lottie dottie. Oh man. And then you hear beatboxing for the first time, and oh my God, and what we got, man. And I'm just, oh man. And then, like you say, the dressing. You get the Pumas with the fat lady.
Come on.
And boy, and then my daddy got me them BKs, them British Knights, man. And, oh man, I am now hip hop. Trying to figure this thing out, boy. I think the best thing that happened to me when they went to Baggy Jean, cause boy, them tight ones, boy, my grandmama them had me in them tight pin leg, with the pin leg striped jeans on, boy. They were tight, but I was trying to pull them down. Yes, sir, man. Hip hop,
Come on,
man. I love it. I love it. L.
So I'm an elder, 72.
Yes, sir.
Hey, more power to y'all,
Hey, man, I'm just
my
telling you.
knees pop.
I ain't ashamed. I ain't ashamed. I had, you no guarantee we make it that long.
Yes,
Come on now.
Ain't no guarantee. So I fell in love with the music and I love hearing everybody's story, especially Rick, because he fell in love with the dance and the DJ aspect of it. I fell in love with the lyrics, the words. So, the first time I heard Rapper's Delight, the first thing I did was analyze everything they said in the whole song.
Yeah.
And, I was like, and I just, I played it over and over again. I was like, oh. I said, words can, words got a little power to them. And then I started really digging in. It was Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, this is good. And then when I really got into my boy BDP,
Mm-hmm.
and man, KRS-One,
Yeah.
and I was already digging Dana Dane because they, the storytellers was my thing. That was my thing, because the way they use their words, because that what really drew me into the culture, into the music, into hip hop, and and you mentioned Kirby Bell, middle school.
Yes, sir.
Me, Kirby, and I can't remember who the third person was. We did the talent show. We rapped the talent show.
Yes, sir.
But what was funny was, it was after we did the band concert. So we was up there rapping hip hop in our khakis and baby blue, because there was band before. It's hilarious to think about. But what hip hop did for me was it gave me my voice, because I am you can't tell it, but I'm an introvert.
Yeah,
you can't tell. You can't tell. Nobody believes it, but I really am an introvert. I deal with my village, and that's generally it. If you're not in my village,
bless you.
right.
Respectfully.
Right. And then if my village deals with you,
that's fair.
I'll deal with you. And then at some point you may be welcome into my village.
Right.
But so hip hop gave me the ability to express everything I was feeling, everything I was dealing with, because it gave me a voice. It gave me the ability to put everything in words. I did all my reports in rhyme.
Wow.
From 6th grade through 9th.
Wow.
And when I got in, it put me in AP English.
Yeah.
It put me in AP English. And I got through AP English strictly because of hip hop and Shakespeare.
Right.
But that's what hip hop did for me. And that's what I loved about it. And then when I left and came back, and I met Kate, and we started doing music, it was a wrap. You can tell me that.
Over.
It was over. It was over. I'm not gonna name the hospital I worked for. My job was to deliver X-rays and pick up X-rays from doctors' offices. What I did was park the hospital van outside my sister's apartment and write 4 to 5 hours every day, and then jump in that van and zoom, go pick up everything and then go to get it and get right back in there. And they're like, "Larry, you're so fast." I said, "I know. I got somewhere to be." And that was my motivation. Hip hop was my first love because it allowed me and gave me the ability to overcome shyness, my introvert, being an introvert, my ability to spit game to women, my ability to talk junk to guys, my ability to hold my own, in situations that any other time would make me uncomfortable. Because I knew at the end of the day, could nobody outspit me anywhere, anytime. And Rick's been there right there beside me. We would bring them all. We just call it Pterodon. We'd invite them all. That's why I tell you. Oh, that was my little cousin. Him and Ken. And they had a young lady that was with them. She passed. I can never think of her name when they were poetic players. And they would come and they would sit and write. Like, y'all supposed to be, y'all gotta get to school. Nah, come on, because come on.
Yep.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
This is a safe place for you. Get in this music. And they would write, and when they dropped that first CD, I was so proud of them. I was so proud of them. Because me and hip hop had divorced.
Right.
We had divorced.
I'm at that stage right now.
Yeah, but it was all good. We had to make a decision.
That's the thing about hip hop though, is that y'all can get divorced.
Oh yeah.
But she'll always love you.
And
you can always come back.
And I always
You know
love
what
her.
I'm saying?
I never stopped loving her.
You can't, I mean.
We had to make a decision because we was at a crossroads. Because I had met my wife, and when you're trying to do what you want to do, and it takes time, energy, and money.
Commitment.
That's right. So you got to choose where you put that commitment.
Exactly.
You got to choose where you put that commitment. So I was out doing shows. I was out meeting record people. We had met with the Dungeon family. We had met with these different people. We were out doing everything. We had left from here. We was up in Atlanta. We were doing everything, pushing. And, it was like, okay, am I going to give this 100%? I'm not going to disrespect it and give it 50%.
Fair.
So, yeah, I got to eat. She got to eat.
Yes,
That's right. Got to make a choice. Then I moved to hip-hop's, lesser known sister.
That's right.
Poetry.
That's right.
She's a little less temperamental, a little less demanding, but it's the same word game.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It's the same word game.
In the hook.
Oh man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I always encourage everybody because like I said, I love it. I love it. I fell in love with it, and it's what kept me and my non-believer over him close for all the years we done known each other.
I always believed in this hip hop. Always believed in this.
Now he has. I always believed in my pen. And he's always been my dancer on any show we do.
That sound like
always been the dancer.
School.
Scrapping school right there. Boy, you should have seen him back in his youth. When he was half a Ricky.
Yes,
right. When he was half a Ricky.
Yes, sir.
Boy, he was dangerous on that stage. He was dangerous on that stage.
That's wild.
Yes, sir.
He was dangerous, but it's a beautiful thing. And the best thing I love about hip hop is it doesn't care.
That's right.
It loves everybody.
It's not judgmental.
Yeah.
It loves everybody. It takes y'all. You still blew Bow Wow with Lil Bow Wow though.
Nah, yeah.
You still blew Bow Wow with that.
It wasn't even just Bow Wow. It was Romeo. It was all on like that. I think who was that little white boy? Was it
Goodness gracious.
Aaron Carter or something?
Yes.
Yeah,
I remember him.
It was all on.
I met Lil Romeo.
The B2Ks.
Nah.
You went B2K?
Now B2K with hip hop.
Maybe bump.
You had to bump. You had to bump.
But that was all for the B2K.
What was the other group?
You know, BET had some stock in B2K. Cause that's all BET played.
What was the other group? The kid had the patch over the eye.
Immature.
Immature. Yeah. I know you, boy. Yeah, so.
I love IMX.
They later became IMX. Yeah. I mean, that was, man. I just, man. Ooh, all of
that more R&B though, like to me.
But see, what I loved about it,
crisscross hair type shit.
Yeah. Crisscross is rap. Like
So let me ask you. Y'all done put your clothes on backwards when crisscross came out.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring it back.
You back there wearing your clothes on wrong.
Hey, I was in Georgia Southern with jeans on backwards. Because when they first came out, I was in school with the light-skinned Chris. His brother was at Georgia. We was at Georgia Southern together.
Yeah.
And I remember us sitting in the room in one of our homeboy dorm rooms. We sitting in there playing Tom. He was like, man, I got this, my little brother in this group. He put that tape on. Boy, jump.
That's ill.
And all of it, I was like, wow, I missed the bus.
Yeah.
All that. I mean, we sitting in there, man, and oh my God, I was like, man, this is dope. And then I remember going to the house, and like I said, during the summer, we would just kick it, man. And that was the beauty of Atlanta, man. Oh my goodness, being in Atlanta during the summers, and you going to little 5 Points, and going to the record stores, with peppermint, and boy, I mean, you just falling deeper in love with the game, and it seemed like everywhere I've been, I end up in somebody's studio. I mean, just back in the corner, back in the cut, just listening and watching them grow the music from just a simple give me a little something, and add a little something else to it, and you get a little something from over here, and somebody might come in here and, hey man, what about I heard what about and then somebody might yick wicked, and boy, and then then you watch everybody pull the writers pull the pen out.
Now, see, that's when I want to come in.
Yeah.
I don't need to see it from the beginning. You can do your boom, pap. I need the creative part done. When I pulled up, all I had was my pen, and I used to tell Rick I could see bars 2 to 4 verses before I would spit them.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing was the freestyle because my mind moved faster than my pen.
You playing chess with them words.
Yes.
My mind moved faster than my pen ever could. And that was before, we really had the phones with the digital recorders and you could put stuff like that. And I'm like, I used to tell him, I said, man, I can't get everything I want down because my mind is going so fast. He was like, I don't know what to tell you.
I couldn't help him there.
But we would that was my favorite thing. Just going somewhere and just turning some instrumentals on, and just going and going. And we would after we would write, we would have writing sessions, and what we would do, we would always we get a dictionary and a thesaurus, word for the day, and then everybody have to use that word in a rhyme. Just keep everybody on their toes, and then at the end of the week we meet up on Friday, because Friday, go get a couple cases, a couple
payday.
Things.
Little honey. Yes, sir.
Now, before we were deep south, we were called HBC.
Yes, sir. Little honey.
Blood Crew.
Yes, sir.
So and on Friday it was a go for it, and everybody would sit, bring out your best material, and let's see what we got tonight.
Yes, sir.
And just sit for hours on end until Saturday morning.
Guaranteed
and just
be dope.
Just go and just enjoy each other. And my wife asked me about a month ago. We were just riding. She said, and I'm actually working on a poem about it. She asked me, she said, do you miss rapping? I said, I don't necessarily miss rapping.
The process.
I said, I miss the process. I miss the camaraderie I had when we would be sitting, not even at the studio, but at the Dome, and everybody got their pen going, and you couldn't hear anything going but the beat and scratching on notepads.
Yep.
You know, when the word processors.
I came in
Just
like,
scratching on notepads. And then all of a sudden you hear, hey, what you think about this? And they spit four or 8 bars. Oh yeah, I like that. What if we throw this on there? And then somebody else will spit 4 or 8 bars. That's what I miss.
Yeah.
That's what I miss.
And that's the beautiful thing about hip hop, right? Like it creates community.
Yes.
So you hear about people, you hear about the New York cats. They was on the park bench. There's people that talk about like the lunch tables. There's other people that talk about just being in the park, whether it be the studio, whether it be, on the corner, whether it be wherever it is. Like you create this community that has the wordsmiths, has the supporters and the dancers, has the person that's doing this. So we're all playing these different pieces in this community. Like we're creating this. It's like it's a real live like energy of community. You know what I mean? Like what we did at the lounge. Like that was amazing time in Athens hip hop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That was the
core.
Media.
The core of what everything was.
And
you know what I mean?
That's the one thing I regret about when we came up.
Yeah.
There was no place here
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Cause we were here trying to do it.
Yeah.
And we do stuff at the at the Morton Theater, but it had to be somebody big.
Yeah.
It had to be somebody big. There was no small outlet, so we'd have to go to Atlanta, try to glam on there, or have local shows, or hope to get on campus somewhere. And that I'm appreciative of what you've done.
And that's the part of the history, man, because people can hear your story, and then I came right after that.
Yeah.
And like force my way downtown.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Me and my comrades like force our way. So it's like y'all
we
were.
can't fit any more people in my living room.
Yeah. It's time to go downtown. So and we forced it. Like, but y'all was there before us, man.
By that time I had with Butter.
Caledonia.
Yeah, me and Butter were doing. We had progressed from just rapping to we had a live band behind us.
You talking about Aftermath?
Yeah, Ruckus.
Okay.
Even before Aftermath, we had Ruckus.
Okay, well, I know Butter says Aftermath. That was crazy.
So before Aftermath, we had Ruckus, and we do shows, and like I said, there was just no consistent spot.
Yeah.
It was just okay. We're gonna give you this spot this month.
Yep.
Like, okay, well, what we're gonna do the rest of the time?
Right.
So now we got to hustle, try to get 2 hours up the road to find something, and it just the traction, and it just became too much.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you never stop loving it.
That's right.
You never stop loving the process.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like I said, I remember everywhere I've lived, every place I run into hip hop. It's on the boat, on the way. If you ain't got nothing else, you gotta take.
That's what I'm saying, man.
You gotta take.
That was creating community.
Man, you remember the lunchroom?
Yes, sir.
The lunchroom.
we
in the
went
lunchroom.
in my era.
Yeah, I mean, you got if you got a piece of wood and a pencil,
You gotta be.
If you man,
yes, and of course, beatboxing. I mean, of course, but that's.
I don't know if y'all did this when y'all was in school, but like we used to have battles. Like we'll see whoever the nicest. Like during our lunch period, like I won
Lunch table battles.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a part of hip hop.
Hey,
That's
man,
right.
The bathroom
Bathroom battles.
battles.
That's a part of hip hop.
But this is the thing. It wasn't that many MCs coming when we were coming up.
Okay.
Everybody wasn't really trying to rap like that when we were coming to high school. It was a few cats that thought they were nice that would attempt to do it.
Hip hop history.
But most of the time, people did it in their circle.
Yeah.
They did it in their circle. It'd be your lunch table. You be over at your lunch table grooving with your village. They be over at their lunch table grooving with their village. Because, then maybe at a talent show or something, it'll pop off. But the lunch battles, that didn't pop off till we were in college. Because when I got to FAM, it was really popping off in FAM.
Yeah.
hearing how each and every one of y'all stories, how y'all describing Athens back in the day, it just camaraderie. Like it just sounded like everybody was together. Like at least my experience with Athens in the music scene is more so, and it's getting a lot better, but it's more so crabs in the bucket now. Like everybody trying to compete to be the first one out, instead of like, hey man, you five, I'm five, let's come together, let's make some money.
So what happened is like it ain't necessarily Athens. It was like the commodification of our culture became where now instead of like a village mindset where we had when he was doing it, I was doing it earlier, and we had a village mentality because it hadn't been truly commodified in the billions yet. We was getting up there, but we wasn't there yet. What you're growing up in is now they have the mindset of a capitalist first before the music. They're just thinking money, so they're not working together.
Right.
So
it's not.
It was a. I want to call it evolution, but it wasn't really evolution.
It's a de-evolution.
That's true too. So I mean, because I know, I'm not gonna call any names, but I definitely know some people that are just in it for the money, just in it for the clout. And then there are people that actually do it for the love of music and the love of their people, and they got a studio in their room. You know, like, come on.
It's a small band of us still left,
you know,
but but overall, you're right.
I know some people. I can put you on.
I put it this way: whenever we went and just talked to record labels or people, we talk with each other and we go like, okay, what's gonna be the best way to get all of us on?
That's
Even
right.
if they decide to sign one of us, how are we gonna bring the rest of us up? We always had that discussion. It was never gonna be if they sign me, I forget them. If they sign her, she's gonna forget us. The plan was always, if one of us made it, we all made it.
Each one.
Right.
But now that mindset is, okay, we can roll together until one of us make it. Then whoever make it, they gone. And that's crazy. Yeah. I don't understand that thinking. I was raised in that. You know that it's not my. I'm not gonna say we didn't have that, because we had them people too.
Yeah, of course.
We had them people too.
Of course.
But the culture was the movement was so new that we all were trying to get there. We didn't want to leave anybody behind because we all wanted to go.
Right.
We figured there was room for everybody.
Yeah.
The only person I know, and I know you, Floyd Weaver, he probably the only one that's on the same mindset that I am, because he told me recently he trying to start a band and like he trying to get his own stuff seen about, and I was one of the first people that he wanted to reach out to. So if you watching, shout out to you, Floyd.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing that what happens, and it's just you got to look at Athens like kind of a microcosm of what really goes on, like the bigger picture. You know what I mean? So it's like your generation coming up, like y'all was force fed this capitalism, like almost at birth. You know, there's kids now with 4 years old, they got iPhones, you know what I'm saying? Whereas with us, we kind of was, I ain't gonna say like sheltered from the capitalism, but like we was riding our bikes around across town. We wasn't studying nothing else. We didn't even know whatever's going on outside of my little realm, I don't really care about. But y'all are like force fed, like, you know, commercials and you know, this celebrity culture. So y'all are just force fed that from birth. So like, unless you got somebody that can help pull you out of that, or unless you like are gifted and can do it yourself, a lot of our community members just get lost in the sauce. They just get lost in it. You know, no fault of their own. They just was born in America, in this city, in that place, and like they coming up, you know, and if they don't have parents, which a lot of us don't, you know, then you lost to the system. And next thing you know, like drill rap comes. Yeah. And like now we're like, you know, making songs about killing each other and really doing it. Like, so it's at the point where it's just like it went from where we was at, you know, community driven, to where like we just let capitalism basically like that disease get to us and like eat us away, and that's where we're at now. You know, that's why I mean the phones are like who's popular right now, like all the, you know, where we used to have we talked about 2 Live Crew. That's why I tell kids all the time. I said, do not let your parents fool you and believing that their music was not like ill. So don't do that, because see, here's the difference though. But here's the difference. No, hold on. But let me make this last point and then I'll be quiet. But here's the difference. we had like diversity on the radio.
Yes.
So we had two live crews doing, you know, Me So Horny, but then we had KRS-One, but then we had, you know,
philosophy,
all that, right?
It was a range.
Whereas with y'all, it's just y'all are hyper focused on this one area of hip hop, and that's what everybody, the whole world thinks hip hop is. So, you know, and then you add in the capitalism and all that, and then you grow up in that, and then like now Sexy Red is like being compared to Lauryn Hill. That's their Lauryn Hill. Blasphemy, I know. Blasphemy, I know. Listen to what I'm saying. No. What I'm saying is that's their version of what we had. It's not comparable. I'm not saying it, like artist-wise or any of that. I'm saying to them, how they digest of Sexy Red is how we digest the KRS-One or a Lauryn Hill. So,
or Queen.
you know what I mean? But anyways, I ain't mean to go to the bottom of the ocean with y'all, man.
No, that's a beautiful point, though. That's a beautiful point because we've redefined what success is.
Absolutely.
When we were doing it, success was just even if you got the record out and got it played on the radio. It wasn't necessarily about how much money you made off of it. It was about
being heard.
You know, who's the hottest, not necessarily who's the best.
Right.
Right.
But what about the most sales you got? What are you spitting? What are your tracks? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you would get snatched off stage in certain areas if you wasn't nice. You know what I'm saying?
That's PM done.
Like, that's what we grew up in. Like, if you was whack.
I remember rapping on stage, watching a dude count my rhymes, trying to see if I repeated anything. Yeah, and I'm sitting here watching him. Yeah, I'm like, and I'm like, I know what he's doing. And it just inspired me. I said, I got something for you. Yeah, I bet. It's on. It's on. That's what you want to do. Let me show you something. So it's always been there, but it's just today. And and I'm not saying there's no nice artists today because there's some cats.
There's some nice artists out there.
There's some nice artists.
We're gonna have that come. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a little break. Get some water, run to the bathroom. But when we come back, I want to know what you were listening to when you rolled up in here. Yes, sir. I want to talk about some of this stuff.
Spoiler alert!
You are that guy.
I wonder what Monty was listening to. Yes. He walked over to me. I said, "You see who I'm listening to?" But anyways, we'll get to everybody already knew though, so ain't no surprises with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. If you're watching live, let us know who you like, who you rocking, who you listening to right now. But we will be right back.
Bill Nana.